What's up, everyone? It's Jay Ray, the co-host of Q Points, and one really important way that you can support our show is by subscribing to it wherever you listen to podcasts. Q Points is pretty much everywhere. One of those places where you can subscribe, and we highly encourage it, is on Apple Podcasts. If you visit qpnt.net/Apple Podcasts. You could subscribe to the show and listen to all of the episodes. And please, please, please leave us 5 stars because you know you love Q Points, and leave us a review. We really want to hear from you, and it helps to spread the word about the show. It's that simple. Thanks so much for tuning into Q Points, and thank you so much for supporting us. Have a great one.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Q Points.
Hello.
The show. We are your hosts. I am Sir Daniel.
And I am Jay Ray, also known by my government as Johnny Ray Cornegay III. Hey, y'all.
And Q Points is a visual podcast, and it's our space of meaningful dialogue about the global impact of music, specifically Black music.
Yes.
And remember, you can always communicate with us, J Ray, via email at Q Points, the show. That's the letter Q, points, the show at gmail.com. It's on the screen, absolutely. And you can always check us out on our IG at Q Points or the Twitter account at Q the show. So we got a lot to talk about today, J Ray. It is really good to see you.
Good to see you too. Again. So thank you, Sir Daniel, for coming out and spending some time with me during my birthday. Sir Daniel got to see me completely cut up at Indigenous House, and we're going to talk.
Let me tell y'all something. That was an amazing time to be had. I'm so glad that they had it. I'm glad that I attended, because one thing I noticed and was very apparent when we arrived is that people needed this. Mm-hmm. People needed that Indigenous House party. They needed that release. Yes. They needed to see each other in person. Yes. They needed to touch, hug, and they needed to dance straight up.
Yes.
And go ahead.
Listen, no, we're going to talk a lot more about that, because you're absolutely right. Like, it was nice. And I haven't been back to Atlanta in a long time, so that was cool too.
Man, listen, I can't even imagine how much has changed. All the things that you saw, and you were like, "Wait a minute, that wasn't there before."
So much.
Look, I live here, and even sometimes when I go out into certain parts of the city, I have to be like, "Well, when did that get there?"
Right?
It's crazy.
Yeah, Atlanta was crazy. Building during the pandemic.
Most definitely. So part of what I enjoyed the most is seeing people dance at Indigenous House. Mm-hmm. And we're going to talk about some other things that we both learned while we were there at Indigenous House. Yes. I enjoy seeing, I don't know her name, mm-hmm. but all I have to say is the young lady that twirls with her dress. Spread out. Yes. She's a mainstay at all the house parties around the city, wherever. I know you know who I'm talking about.
I do.
And I was so happy to see her dancing, because that's, it's a party when you see her out there with her skirt flown out, and she's twirling around and she's enjoying the music. And one of the songs that we heard while we were out there is a house classic by Carl Bean.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Born This Way.
Absolutely. I was born this way. So real quick, shout out to Gina Stovall. That is Gina Stovall is who that is. And Gina is a legend here in Atlanta. She will come to your house event and she will give you all of it, all of that mother energy. And she actually got an award from Indigenous House, I guess about 3 years ago or so. So cool. Definitely a shout out to her. But yes, as Sir Daniel mentioned, and we're going to, this is an honor to be able to talk about Archbishop Carl Bean. But they played I Was Born This Way by Archbishop Carl Bean at Indigenous House. And some difficult news we learned yesterday, but also news that is important to kind of the life journey is that Archbishop Carl Bean is currently in hospice. And and they have started a GoFundMe. So I'm going to put this on the screen. So for those of you who are watching and would like to support Archbishop Carl Bean as he is on his next journey in hospice, you can go here to the GoFundMe to support. Carl Bean is not just a musical legend, because that's one aspect of his career. He has also been an incredible fighter in around HIV, and an incredible spiritual leader. So Unity Fellowship was founded by Carl Bean, and so just an amazing important figure in the LGBTQ community, but also in kind of the greater dance and music community. And so please support, if you can, that GoFundMe. One of the things that is also happening, so for those of you who know me, I serve as creative director for CNP, formerly the Counter Narrative Project, and we actually are having an event. So we're having an event called Liberation, Remembering I Was Born This Way. So here's some fun facts. So Carl Bean's version of Born This Way, actually I'm going to put that back up on the screen so y'all can see it. Carl Bean's version of I Was Born This Way is a remake, which a lot of people don't know. The original version of that song was released in 1975. So for the event Liberation, I'm actually going to be chatting with, there's two magical things that are happening. So it's going to be two discussions. First discussion, I'm going to be chatting with Charles Valentino, who sang the original version. Charles and I are going to get on camera and we're going to rap and talk about that, right? Second part is, and I'm so honored that Archbishop Bean spent some time with me. I got a chance to spend some time interviewing 2 hours. I spent 2 hours in late 2020 interviewing Archbishop Carl Bean. And so he gave us permission to, he's like, okay, whatever comes of this, good luck is literally what he said. Whatever comes of all of this stuff that we're talking about, good luck. So myself and Kipper Jones, who we know, it's our brother Kipper, me and Kipper are going to have a conversation about gospel music's influence and importance around the dance world, and we're going to get into spirituality and build on this conversation about this legendary song that kind of has these two distinct versions. So come out and join us. So I'm going to put that back up again. It's an event called Liberation, Remembering I Was Born This Way. It's going to be in two parts. First part with Charles Valentino, and the second part, Kipper Jones and I will be chatting, and I will be using the interview that I conducted with Carl Bean to anchor the conversation. So you'll get the chance to hear Carl's voice, and we will use that to have the conversation. So I'm excited about that.
That's amazing. See, this is why we do Q points.
Yes.
Specifically for things like this. You need to know about Carl Bean and his contribution to music and to the fight against HIV and AIDS and liberation for the LGBT community. So this is exactly why we do Q points. Thank you for that, J. Ray. And I'm glad you brought it up because it's so funny. Last week, SNL had their season finale, and their musical guest was none other than Lil Nas X. And Lil Nas X, he's controversial because some people are like, I don't really get the music part. And then other people are like, well, you know, forget the music, it's the representation. Representation matters. And so either way, I have to give it up to him. It was a really stellar performance.
I agree.
And if there was no Carl Bean, there probably wouldn't be a Lil Nas X.
Listen, like the legacy that trajectory, and thank you so much for bringing that up, Sir Daniel, because that is something that we have to celebrate. There are these pioneers, these people who were doing this incredible work that did pave the way for folks like Lil Nas X to do what Lil Nas X does. So if we think about in 1975 when Charles Valentino is singing a song that the New York Times said this was the first time that somebody got on a record and sang about being gay and out. That was a black gay man who sang that. That song was written by a black woman for a black gay man, right? And then, so you have that part, right? And then a couple of years later, you have Motown deciding that, okay, we're going to do this, right? And Carl Bean sings and comes in and gives you the gospel and the disco and all of that and furthers that mission. And then we get to a like SNL with Lil Nas X getting up there on national TV and being his full self. So shout out to Lil Nas X.
Shout out. You know what else I want to shout out to him for? I noticed that everybody on stage with him was black.
Baby.
There was not an all lives matter moment in that backup band or dancers at all. Everybody was blackity black, noticeably black, or somebody put it on Twitter one time, unnecessarily black. It was perfect. It was perfect. I was so glad to see that he made a conscious decision to have people that look like him on stage, because a lot of times, you know, that just doesn't happen. It gets really watered down for the masses, as it were.
Yeah, and as you get to Lil Nas X's level of success, shout out for that, right? Because I know it's easy to pivot when you reach that level of success, right? It's easy to be like, okay, I could do X, Y, and Z. So I understand that it had to be a conscious decision to be like, no, this is the aesthetic that I need on this stage with me, and they need to look like me.
So good on you, Lil Nas X. You know, we'll keep looking out and checking for you and seeing what you do in the future. But I kind of want to go back to Indigenous House.
Yes.
Because the experience was infamous.
The experience was infamous.
I'm sorry, y'all. That's an inside joke. That's an inside, and I had to throw it in there just to see if I can mess J Ray up real quick. But no, but it was a really dope experience, as we said before. But, you know, everywhere I go, I'm always observing. I'm naturally observant. And I came away with a few things. As a matter of fact, I came away with 3 things. We're just going to talk about 3 tonight. And J Ray has 3 things to talk about. We're going to talk about the 3 things that we learned at Indigenous House.
Okay.
I'll start it off.
Please.
Number 3. To all my DJ friends out there, and I have quite a few, different skill levels, beginners to the legendary. I learned, and J Ray, you're gonna have to help me with this because I can't remember his name. The DJ that opened, you could say, because I don't even want to call it opening, because the brother ripped it. He completely burned it down, and he set the stage for Louis Vega quite lovely.
Yes.
That DJ had a controller, and my DJ friends know what a controller is. It's basically an interface that helps you communicate from a board to your laptop music, right? Yep. And it helps you to mix and blend your music. My guy had an interface, had a controller that is no bigger than my phone. I mean, it was a little bit bigger than my phone, and destroyed it. Like, killed it. You don't need, and I'm somebody that loves turntables. Hey, you don't need a full rig. You don't need the fanciest. You have to have a love for what you're playing, and you have to know what you're playing. You have to know your music inside out. That brother, he knew his music inside out and completely killed it. So that was a lesson for me as a DJ and for my other DJ friends. It's not the equipment, the size of the equipment, it's what's going on up here and your love for the music.
Yes.
So number 2, and I don't care who doesn't like this, but white people, white people do not mind inviting themselves any and everywhere. Now, Indigenous House is in Atlanta, which is one of the blackest cities in the city, in the southeast, and Indigenous House attracts mostly black people, black and brown, because house music is a black and brown music.
Yes,
no question,
zero.
We're gonna dead that right there. It's a black and brown thing.
Yeah,
and so. We are under the pavilion at Piedmont Park. People are, getting it. All the, we got J setters over there.
Yes.
You got people that are voguing on another side. It's a beautiful sea of black people and Hispanic people. Then all of a sudden, Karen didn't lose her mind this time. Karen actually came in and do what they usually do. They're bouncing off beat and making their way in the middle of everything, and just they don't know what the hell this is. They probably have no idea what Indigenous House is all about. They have no idea who Louis Vega is. They don't know any of this from a can of paint, but they came in. And this time they governed themselves accordingly and acted accordingly.
Yes.
Came in and partied. And I was just like, I said to Daryl, I was like, we just leaned in, we looked and we leaned in. She's like, white people just don't mind. They do not mind. They do not mind and they do not care. They're going to come and show up to whatever it is you're doing. But act accordingly.
Yes.
Okay? Act accordingly. What's going on? And so my final thought on of things that I learned at Indigenous House, please respect the dance floor.
Yes.
You must be respectful of the dance floor because dance space is sacred space.
Yes.
I saw it and it was actually addressed on stage by the promoter. When you are here in this space, this is not a time for you to get on your phone and to be recording.
No.
And granted, now here's the thing. You're not going to stop people from recording, but get to the side, get on the side, get out the way. There's people that are really going through it, that are getting some type of relief and release out of dancing. And you could be impeding them because you want to get your shot.
Absolutely.
And I witnessed it. And it's not just the cameras, it's the people who stand there and fold their arms and just to look and to be seen. And no, that's not what it's all about. There's a wall over here for you to stand against and witness if you just want to look.
Yes.
But please respect dancers and their dance space.
Absolutely.
So those are my three things. Those are the three things that I learned at Indigenous House. What you got for us, J-Ray?
No, I love those three things. And I think one of the things that I will echo is picking up on the idea of the dancers. Dancing is so important. It was, and anytime you get a chance to do it among a group of people, take that opportunity. And Indigenous House was a reminder of that. I mean, I always know that, but I'm hoping that other people who were there got that and felt that, like wanting to feel that energy more of truly dancing and truly letting go with people that you don't know. So I think that it's not necessarily something that I learned. It is something that I am reminded of, the importance of dancing and the fact that it's a great workout. So I'm in this space of like doing all this workout stuff. Dancing is a great workout. So my number 3, dancing is really important. My number 2 is that it is great to hug people again. It's really, really good. Indigenous House, for many of us, was the first public event that folks have gone to and were able to touch each other and see people that you haven't seen in a year, because everybody's kind of been in their own space. And so the second thing that I learned is, hugging folks matters, and it's really important. And when you get a chance to love on your folks, love on your folks. And the number one thing that I learned is I don't want to ever hear black folks say disco sucks. Ever. One, it's our music. And don't even get into the fact that it is a black queer music. It is literally our music. It's our music. I was watching I watched the Halston show on Netflix, and then they were like, oh, you need to go ahead and watch the Studio 54 documentary. Like, I need to watch another one. But I watched it anyway, right? And
have you watched the Bee Gees documentary yet? Like I told you.
I haven't. I have to get to that. I forgot I had HBO. Now I've been had it. I'm going to get there.
Okay.
What was they started talking about, okay, well, why did these guys want to do this? And one of the subjects was like, well, disco was played in black and gay clubs. Like, that's where you want. And so the people, when they wanted to hear the disco, they had to go to a black club or a black gay club to hear it. You didn't have any other options. So what ended up happening is the women, they were talking like women would go to the club with their friends. And so they would be dancing the disco. And then the straight guys wanted to dance with the women. So they came to the club too. So, and, Nile Rodgers was talking about, so it became this melting pot where everybody's coming to the gay club to hear disco and to dance together. So then it kind of just became this other thing. You saw that at Indigenous House. You literally could see like these people, you just can't, like The Boss Comes On by Diana Ross, you can't deny that song. It's a great song.
Listen, denying disco is just being racist.
It's just being racist.
That's what it is.
It's just being racist. And it's being homophobic. And we have to stop doing it. Disco never sucked. It is black. It is rooted in blackness. It is rooted in gospel. It's rooted in soul. It is all of those things in one thing to make you dance to it. That's why it feels so good. So number one thing that I learned is disco matters. Disco matters. It really, really does. And play the old stuff if you want to. Make new stuff. I don't care what y'all do, but make the kids get on the dance floor and dance. Like, what's her Kelly Kelly Rowland did Crazy last year, and Tony Braxton had like a pseudo disco tune. Like, get the people on the dance floor and dancing like they don't have a care in the world. We need it.
I agree. From a DJ's perspective, it's like you need something to get people on the floor. Yeah. You need something to keep people there. And if there's only maybe one or two songs, you only get to keep them there for like a maximum of maybe 5 to 6 minutes. Yep. Yeah. And that's why it's so important that we have more music like that to give people like J. Ray all the feels. I mean, you saw his face light up, right? That's the kind of stuff if I'm in a booth, I want to see. I want to see somebody lose it like that and get that feeling. And like I said, Indigenous House, the event, reminded me of the importance of human connection. As you said, hugging is important, and all the fun of being outdoors during summer months.
Woohoo, it's summer.
We are here. Like, by the time y'all are watching this, it's Memorial Day weekend. We are officially in summertime, and summer and music are two great tastes that taste great together. I just used the old commercial for that one, but it really is, which leads us to the topic of summer anthems. We got to talk about summer anthems. Okay, so first of all, like, one of my favorite things to do during the summertime is night riding. Yes. I like to go out, windows down, driving 480. That's 4 windows down, going 80 miles per hour. Yes. Yes. and just jamming, just rocking your favorite tune. J. Ray, what's your favorite tune to ride out to?
My favorite tune to ride out to in summer. Well, I have two. I have an old school one and a kind of a more contemporary one. But It Takes Two by Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock. great summer song. It's a great song, period. And my more contemporary song is this tune called Uptown by Aya. Naked Music released this track by Aya in like 2007-ish. No. Probably longer than that. It's so good. It is summertime when I hear that joint. Oh, and I can pull up the cover right now and put it on the screen, and she's in Central Park and it's sunny out. I was like, it's summertime.
It feels like summer.
Yes.
And for me, nothing says summer like Connie's funky beat.
Oh,
like it's just that it's fast enough, but it's not too fast. It's freestyle. It's got that 808 boom, boom, boom in the background, just to give you that funky nod, and then you have the stank face while you're nodding too, and it's just, she can't sing worth a lick, but
it's a classic.
No, but it's a classic. It's definitely a classic. And I need to add this also. Janet, When I Think of You.
Oh, that song is classic.
That song just feels like summertime. It feels like outdoors.
It does.
And I posted the question on our Instagram, Q Points on Instagram, to find out what people's favorite songs to ride out to. And Carlton Be Real, he says Prince's I Know, Janet Jackson's On and On, Whitney Houston's Love Will Save the Day, which,
wow, yeah, that's hot.
Yeah. And Michael Jackson's Superfly Sister.
Oh, wow, good choice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Professor MCJ, he went with Ape Shit by Beyonce and Jay-Z, which I could definitely hear. That's like some headbanging music in the car. And I Would Die for You by Prince, which is that's a roll down the window song, and it's driving, and in particular, yeah. And it'll put you in your feelings too a little bit. And Happy by Mary J. Blige.
Oh, that's fun.
This is definitely fun. So if you go to our Instagram page and comment on any of the posts that you see and let us know some of your opinions as well, we'll mention you here on the show also.
Yes.
So we're talking about summertime anthems, right?
Yes.
Which really just helps us lead us into this next segment. But I think about the perennial summer song. It's officially summer when every DJ starts spinning Summertime by DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
Absolutely.
It's like a no-brainer.
Yeah. That song, which is hilarious. So that song is 30. Is it 30? No. It's younger than 30 now. So it's probably like 26, 27.
May 1991.
May 1991. Get out. So it is 30.
It is 30 years old to this month. It is 30 years old. That song is it's a young a young millennial. No, is it a Gen Z? It's a young millennial.
It's a young millennial or older. Young millennial, because older millennials are older. Yeah, that song right there is you absolutely know the radio start to put it on. It will, once you start getting outdoors, it's an easy Sunday song, and is a classic for good reason. It hits all the musical marks. Familiar, it's relatable. You can remember the lyrics. You know what I'm saying? Here it is, a groove slightly transformed, just a bit of a break from the norm. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't not rap that.
It's to the point where, you got it. You expect it. It's expected. It's like a part of the family reunion itself. Is that particular song, and that is something that Black music does for each generation, right? Yes. Each generation, we tend to have a standout cut that becomes part of our fabric, becomes part of our culture, and becomes part of every event that we have, whether it's weddings, barbecues. It becomes a part of us, and Summertime is definitely that. I will say, when it first came out, I kind of was like, I kind of didn't like the song.
Really?
Only because I was riding hard for my guy Dougie Fresh. Because Dougie Fresh came out with his own version of Summertime, and I think it may have come out like a year earlier.
Yeah.
And I like that better.
It's our time tonight.
Exactly.
Yes. And he was doing the dance.
He was doing the dance on a Harlem Brownstone.
Right.
You can see a young and very skinny Diddy, Puff Daddy dancing real hard in the background. And I was still in New York at the time, and that felt like New York to me. That felt like summertime in New York. So, but no, Summertime by DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. As I said, the video premiered May 1991 during an episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, which made it, of course, skyrocket.
Of course.
The song was produced by Hula and K Fingers from Chicago. I had no idea that a group production crew from Chicago produced this worldwide smash hit. And then the song went on to earn them a Grammy in 1992 for Best Rap Performance by a Group or Duo.
Yeah. And
the song reached number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts. Yeah. So it's just one of those. It's like Will Smith. You got to give it up to him. Whatever you say about Will Smith now, a lot of there's people listening now who aren't old enough to know that Will Smith started out as a rapper.
A rapper, and a rapper that other folks have respected, because while Will's style may not appeal to everyone, Will was a rapper.
Will is an MC, and is well respected by other MCs that that's probably your favorite MC. Yeah. And as a matter of fact, Will Smith recently admitted that his flow on the song Summertime was inspired by another MC.
We got a clip. Here we go.
Absolutely, without question, I was trying to sound like Rakim, right? I had just finished the album, and I was going to the airport to fly back to Philly. I'd done a couple songs with Hula and Fingers, these Chicago producers. So I was, me and Jeff had done our part of the album. Did these couple songs with Hula and Fingers. I was on my way to the airport, and we had partied all night. So I've been at the club, I'm saying goodbye, and they hand me the track. They was like, hey, we just did this one more joint last night, and they handed me the track for Summertime. I went back to try to lay it, and my voice, because I'd been out partying all night, I couldn't get my higher voice. And the only way that I could get my voice out is I had to be down in there. So I was like, it is like the transform. But it was strictly because my voice was blown out. And then while I was doing it, I was like, oh, I sound like the R. I sound like the R.
But Snoop.
I wrote it all. Rakim didn't have anything to do with the lyrics other than the massive love and respect and the imprint that he had left on me as an artist and the desire I had.
So I forgot about that controversy until I watched that clip back, because that was at the time a thing that was a rumor. It's like, well, Rakim, you heard his flow, Rakim wrote that. And so it's nice to hear Will talk about that.
It's nice to hear them talk about it. It's nice to see him and Snoop and Jazzy Jeff. And the gentleman in the upper right-hand corner was Charlie Mack, who is a Philadelphia legend.
Yes.
Is a Philly legend. Like any rapper that came through Philly, you had to go through Charlie Mack, basically.
And Jazzy Jeff sitting there. It's just like, yeah.
I love stuff like that, and we do have the pandemic to thank for that, because that's because of technology, we're able to get together via technology and have these conversations, and that's just a really cool fact to know that Rakim inspires Will, and not that he was biting off of him, but because he had to get in his lower register. And hey, it just sounded like Rakim. And if you're gonna sound like somebody, why not sound like the God MC Rakim?
You know, that was, remember, you, of course you know this, but when Antoinette first hit the scene, she was kind of like billed as like the female Rakim, because that's what you had to do with women rappers back then. They had to be like a guy. But yeah, if you wanted to be like somebody, Rakim was that dude to be like.
Absolutely. And we're not finished talking about Summertime, because there's so many layers to this song.
Yes.
Summertime features a sample by another group that has given us not hits, but songs that are interwoven into the collective conscious of our culture, of the society.
Anthems.
Summertime has features a sample by Kool and the Gang.
Yes.
Summer Madness. And just the fact that they sampled that song from another group who gave us wedding songs.
Yep.
Like Joanna.
Right.
Celebrate. And Kool and the Gang didn't start off as a pop funk band. They started off completely hardcore funk.
Yep.
And with some jazz influences as well.
Absolutely.
But then they morphed into this anthemic band. Like, do you remember, because we grew up in the tri-state area, right? Do you remember when the Giants went to the Super Bowl? I think it might have been 1984, and this is really taxing our memories here. They went to the Super Bowl, and Kool and the Gang was recruited to change their song Celebration to include lyrics about the New York Giants, because they were going to the Super Bowl in Pasadena.
Wow. They were a huge group. They were a huge band. Their moment in the early 80s, kind of coming out of Too Hot in the late 70s and through like the early 80s, you had like Misled and, like you said, like Joanna and like all of these like really big hits. Celebration is just like, you will hear that if you're going to a wedding next week. If they have a band, that band is playing it, or if they have a DJ, it's going to play.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So the fact that Summer Madness made it into Summertime is, we talk about this a lot, Sir Daniel, and I think this is important for those of you that are watching. There was a familiarity. Summertime, the reason why Summertime is so iconic is because your grandfather could put it on at the barbecue, your uncle could put it on, and you could drop it. And it would be accepted by all of the generations, right? Because it had a little bit of old and a little bit of new, and it was perfectly like interwoven. It Takes Two has that same feel. The reason why It Takes Two is such a big song is it's because any generation can play that song. Like, you could drop that with Gen Z today and you can't not dance to it. Like, how are you not dancing to that? It's iconic for that reason. And I have some stuff to talk about with Summer Madness. Can I talk about that stuff?
Absolutely, because I'm sure it's going to be something that I'm going to ask you. Why do you know that?
So
but go ahead, please school us.
I'm so excited. So I got stuff over here on my screen. That's why I was like making sure I didn't sleep. So Summer Madness was released by Kool and the Gang. The album was Light of Worlds back in 1974. Okay. So 1974, they released Light of Worlds. One of the songs is Summer Madness. It's on there. It's an instrumental, and it becomes kind of its own thing, right? For good reason. So it's in Summertime, which is, has a Philly connection because it's DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. They're an iconic Philly band. But Summer Madness has a whole other Philly legacy, which I did not know about. And this is interesting. Summer Madness also appeared in Rocky in 1976 in a scene in Rocky. But here's where it gets even more interesting. So Rocky is a legendary Philadelphia-based film. Bill Conti, who did the score for Rocky, it ended up in the film. So Summer Madness by Kool and the Gang is in the film. But here's what's weird. Bill Conti and this is something that's public knowledge, it's common knowledge. I don't know how this happened or why. There's a song on the Rocky soundtrack called Reflections, composed by Bill Conti, but it's basically Summer Madness.
Huh.
It's literally, this is how this dovetails into the conversation we're about to have after this. It's basically Summer Madness. Like, you will listen to, if you go to a minute 58 of Reflections, it has the, it's the same thing. I'm like, what? So if you go to who sampled, the first sample for Summer Madness is actually Reflections by Bill Conti, but he didn't sample it as much as he did an interpretation of it. But it's such a close interpretation that people are often like, this is a rip of Summer Madness. Like, he just did it as a rip. The only reason I could think of that this might have happened is probably a licensing thing where they couldn't get Summer Madness for the soundtrack. So there had to be something like it because it appeared in the film. It's a very interesting issue.
When did the Rocky film come out?
Rocky came out in 1976. So it's 2 years after Summer Madness. So Summer Madness, like I said, appears in Rocky. It actually is Kool and the Gang Summer Madness. But on the soundtrack album, track 4 is called Reflections. When you listen to it, you'll be like, this is basically Summer Madness, right? Wow. Why didn't they just put Summer Madness on the soundtrack? And I'm sure there is some very technical reason why this did not happen. I'm curious to know the Kool and the Gang suit. Like, I don't know all the answers. I have so many questions. But what I found most interesting was that Summer Madness actually has a deep Philly connection in that it appeared in Rocky, and it also anchored Summertime by DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. So it wasn't the first time Summer Madness came to Philly. It's the second.
Now, see, that's why J Ray is a host and producer on this show. Those are the kinds of things that you're going to find out. And listen, if you're watching this, if you're listening to this, and you know the answer, by all means, email us, hit us up at qpointstheshow@gmail.com. The email address is right there. It's the letter Q pointstheshow@gmail.com. And I wanted to ask you, being that you grew up so close to Philly, like, the video for Summertime by DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince was shot at so many landmark locations in Philadelphia. Did that video itself have an impact on you as somebody, that was adjacent to Philly?
It's interesting. So I was still young. So in 1991, I grew up and I'm now based. So you're actually looking at me from Chester, Pennsylvania, which is about 15 miles from Philly, so it's really close. I'm a smooth 20 minutes away from the city. I don't know that I had as much of a insight into Philly culture then. It was going to Philly was a trip. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gonna get on the train and we gonna go to Philly. This is like we going to the city. Like, it's a whole thing. So the video. No, but what did resonate was the feeling. So, and I think what's interesting about Summertime in general and that video is that it conjures up a period of time in my life that I kind of miss. You know, that idea of family gatherings, that idea of kind of endless summer gatherings where people are just kind of popping up at the house and it's like, we're having crabs today, we're kind of getting together, and then there's music playing and suddenly there's like a gathering. That's what that conjures up. So the reason why I think it resonates even still today, well, at least for me, is that it conjures up a period of time that felt really good, and I want more people to have that feeling.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. Because we are talking about summer anthems.
Yes.
Right? Anthemic music. And as J Ray was just talking,
what's coming up? What's coming up, Sir Daniel?
So we're talking about anthemic music, and J Ray was, just so lovingly talked about, family gatherings, wholesome summertime fun. But can we talk about some bald-headed hoe shit? Let's talk about some bald-headed hoe shit, because look, it's 2021 and summer anthems have definitely changed. But they mean so much more to a new generation, because as a society we're undergoing quite a few hardships, and summertime is a time for people to let their hair down and just to let loose, and as Meg Thee Stallion put it a few years ago, have a hot girl summer.
You got to have a hot girl summer.
which has become a means of, it's almost, they picked it up and it's become a marketing tool, if you ask me.
Right.
All your brunch places, your destinations, everybody wants you to have a hot girl summer. And they know that in order for you to do that, that's how I know that we move the culture.
Right.
We definitely move the culture. No matter, everything we do helps the culture move forward. And so picture it. Tuesday, May 18th, the City Girls posted the cover art for their song, The Twerkulator, sending fans into a frenzy that the tune would be dropping Friday, May 21st.
Right.
So let's take it back a little bit. The Twerkulator, it went from most anticipated to deflated within 24 hours. The song first went viral due to a leak on a TikTok video. And we have to talk about that sometime too, about TikTok's impact on old school hip hop and R&B.
Yes.
And after it became huge, it went viral. The City Girls disappointed their fans by making posting a statement stating that the song would never see the light of day because they couldn't get the sample clear, which is kind of what we were talking about earlier with the summertime song, The Kool and the Gang, and this gentleman on the Rocky soundtrack, Bill Cosby song. So fast forward to last week or a couple weeks ago during the 18th, and the City Girls posted that the song is dropping. They got album art out. This, when I tell you, it sends all the City Girls and the City Boys into a frenzy. We are about to be twerkulating this summer 2021. So that was Friday morning. The song dropped overnight, right? Which is what they do nowadays. Right. Is there's no more Super Tuesday. We're going to let you know when the song is dropping at midnight, and we're going to drop it so that you can have that whole night, that whole day to sit with it and be knocking it everywhere you go. So by Friday afternoon, Twitter is completely littered with criticisms and complaints about the brevity of this song, because quite literally the Twerkulator is 2 minutes, and when I say 2 minutes, it's legit like 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
18. 2 minutes is 2:18. It's real short.
Maybe 18 seconds. It's super short. So why are we like this? We went from celebrating to laying the City Girls out in 24 hours. Hit it. Here's some tweets some of my favorite tweets that hit the time. This first one here with Mariah Carey holding guns. Twerkulator is how many minutes? And then this young lady, Wiz Monifa, tweeted, Twerkulator passed. I'm sorry, it was a moment until they said it was going to get cleared and we moved on with our lives. No behind the scenes, no rollout, no merchandise, nothing. Just a few cute pics and vibes. Lazy. Wow, that's real harsh. And here's my favorite. From JT herself, member of the City Girls. She says, Twerkulator should have been longer. I gotta put it on repeat. What? Now, if Jatavia says it, then you know it's got to be something going on that song should have been later. The song should have been longer.
So what's so hilarious about looking at that tweet is you can actually see the picture of the cover for Twerkulator as she's writing, this song needs to be longer. Like, it's The funny thing about music-y stuff like that, this is actually an interesting anecdote, as sometimes when you are working on clearance stuff and you're working on sample stuff, there are stipulations and there are things that you can't get done in the amount of time. I literally just had this experience. One of my things that I do is I moonlight. I'm an artist manager. So Kipper Jones, I manage Kipper Jones. And one of the things that often comes up are clearances, licensing, samples, whatever. We got an email that, so I Want to Be Down, which Kipper wrote, appears in episode 2 of this newest season of Pose. So season 3 of Pose, I Want to Be Down. It almost didn't. Like, literally, I spent a week calling back and forth and talking to people trying to get the clearance part, the business part of it done. Because see, when you at that level, it's outside of the songwriter, right? So there are companies that have to clear stuff and like do things and like all of this stuff. And it's like, sometimes it doesn't happen in the speed of time that you need it to happen or in the way you want it done. Okay. So it is thundering here. Y'all might have heard that. So, so just so you know, like, I'm excited that they were able to get out what they got out. It is short. Maybe it's a good teaser, but who knows what behind the scenes stuff happened to make the Twerkulator 2 minutes and some change.
Yeah, 'cause as you mentioned, Twerkulator actually samples 2 iconic songs, right? Yeah, it samples Planet Rock by Africa Bambaataa and Soul Sonic Force, and The Percolator by Cashmere, which is a classic Chicago house song.
Absolutely.
So I'm just, as you brought up, I'm just wondering if the sample clearance could have affected the length of the song as well. Because as fans, as people that listen to the songs, they don't care nothing about that. We don't care about that. We just want to be able to throw ass and have a good time.
Right.
And hopefully the song will be a little bit longer than 2 minutes.
Yes.
But it's very interesting. I think, J-Ray, I think this topic of sample clearance is a little too deep to be just the end of this show. I think we might need to do another episode and talk about sample clearance and talk about the things that you may have missed out on because things didn't get cleared in enough time.
Come back to Q Points. We actually do need to dive into this really important topic because if we think about it, there was a moment of time. So this is pre hip hop, and there was versions of this, and I think Summer Madness and Reflections are a good example of how it would happen before hip hop and sample clearances, and it would be interesting to revisit this conversation because I think that there's a lot of things here. One, there's a lot of legal stuff, but 2, there's just some interesting things that we can definitely get into around this topic. And I'm excited to do that with you, Sir Daniel.
Absolutely. So guys, what we want you to do, first of all, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to us. Remember, please follow us on Instagram at Q. What I say the name? I'm old, so I have to remember what I wrote down. It's it's Q Points on Instagram, and on Twitter it's Q Show. And remember, you can always communicate directly with us through qpointstheshow@gmail.com. Again, thank you all for watching and for following us. The people that we do have following us, thank you already. We've gotten some great compliments on the show already, and so we're going to keep doing this. Yeah. So J-Ray, we're gonna come back next week.
We're coming back next week. We'll see y'all next week, y'all.
All right, let's do this. And remember, kids, I gotta do this. This is my moment here. Remember, kids, in life, you can always either pick up the needle or let the music play. The choice is up to you.
Yes. Peace, y'all.
Peace. Thank you for watching.